I might be insane. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result each time. I have had many YouTube channels, many different art accounts, and I have tried many different artistic and creative ways of getting more views and followers. And eventually, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, probably 2020 or 2021, I stopped caring about a lot of views and followers and stuff, and now I mostly do things for fun. The thing is I still have a lot of different, accounts for art and videos about art and animation, and I've had a couple different channels for music. My point is that I might be insane. Now, personally, I don't think that's a bad thing, or even really that big of a deal, as I'm very, creative, or very creatively inclined. It's difficult for me to say that I'm creative because I have self-esteem issues, and it becomes difficult for me to compliment myself without feeling like the world is going to explode. However, I have found that ultimately, actually giving myself those compliments and letting myself just wait and breathe through the ever-present crushing feeling of anxiety that makes it feel like either I'm going to explode or the world's going to explode, I have found that simply sitting and allowing for that feeling to pass makes me feel better. And I complimented myself, and I didn't insult myself, which I think is a good thing, because I don't think we should be insulting ourselves. I feel like that is bad for our mental health. So, welcome to yet another Azazel video. In this video, I'm going to just be talking about whatever I want. It kind of looks like my model has frozen. Oh, now it has not. Hey OBS, what if I murdered you and your entire family? Just joking, of course. In Minecraft. But what was in Minecraft? The joke? Or the murder threat? Who knows? So, stream of thought, stream of conscious. What should this video series be called? And I'm going to call it a video series because I know for a fact I'm going to do this at least 3 times. Because it's really easy for me to just sit and talk and talk and talk and yap and yap and yap. See, most of the time when I sit and talk and talk and talk and yap and yap and yap, it's when I'm in a voice call with someone else, like my friend Solstice, for example, who you should follow. But right now, I am not in a voice call. I am just sitting here, watching a Azazel model bounce around on top of a rainbow background in a little OBS window. And quite frankly, this is absolutely awesome. Totally great and fun. See, I don't know exactly how long I can continue talking like this without, I don't know, losing interest or getting really nervous and having to stop. I'm aiming for 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes minimum. Initially, I was gonna go for 20 minutes, but I don't know. Actually, wait. 20 minutes is only 5 minutes longer than 15 minutes, and with all the amount of tangents I go on, I probably could make 20 minutes just by getting distracted. See, getting distracted is exactly what happens to me when I'm talking. I think of something, and then it reminds me of something else, and then I might need to clarify something in the middle of explaining something, and then I go off on a tangent to clarify the thing that I was already tangenting about, which turns into another tangent, and it just keeps going and going and going. Quite frankly, I'm not sure how anybody can— there it goes freezing again. That's not a flattering face, my dude. I don't know how anybody can sit and listen to me just talk. Just, repeatedly. I mean, I understand that a lot of people kind of just use it as background noise so they're not fully paying attention, and I don't have a problem with that. When I was a teenager, if someone told me they were doing that, it would have hurt my feelings, and I wouldn't have wanted to talk to them again, because I was so passionate about the things I was talking about, which was mostly my own characters, stories, and stuff like that. Animated series I'm obsessed with, special interests, etc., etc., you understand. I would get upset if someone had said something like that to me. The thing is I don't really care now. I don't actually proper care if they're listening or not, because I realize that when I sit in a voice call and I just ramble on and on about my characters and my stories and my special interests, I'm not 100% doing that because I expect them to be paying attention. I'm doing that because, one, I figured out that talking is a verbal stim. Talking is a stim. I'm autistic. I don't know if you know that. You probably don't know that if this is the first video you're watching from me, and you probably don't know that if this is the third video you're watching from me, because I haven't stated once on this channel that I'm autistic. Because honestly, this is only like the third video I've uploaded to this channel, and the first video I uploaded to this channel was just an animation, and the second video I uploaded to this channel was a collab that I did with my friend Solstice, who you should subscribe to because he's awesome. What was I talking about again? Oh, right. When I yap and yap and yap and I talk about my special interests and whatnot to people, I'm more so doing it because, one, STEM. Talking is like my #1 STEM. It has been ever since I was a child, and God, I wish I'd known what STEMs were when I was a kid so I could have told people that, but quite frankly, I was 10 in 2010, and in 2010, it was pretty common for everybody to call everybody the R word for literally any reason. Can you see the disdain in my eyes? So my point is that me being autistic wouldn't have been taken seriously even if I had the language to explain what was going on at the time, and I kinda did. I mean, I had one word to use. It wasn't autism. That's not technically what I was diagnosed with. Technically what I was diagnosed with isn't what people are diagnosed with anymore, and it falls under the ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, umbrella. So I'm just gonna say autism because I don't want to say the other thing, because I'm sure if you know what I'm talking about, you know why I don't really want to name it. I have zero respect for that specific diagnosis. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, yes. Original characters and when I yap. When I sit and I yap and yap and yap about my characters and my special interests, I'm mostly more so doing it for me, because talking is a stim, so continuing to talk as much as I can, as fast as I can, and as long as possible just feels really, really, really fucking good to my mouth, brain, body, and soul. And when it's my characters specifically, or at least lore from the franchise or special interest I'm really obsessed with, I'm basically just reiterating the information, like, repeatedly to myself, and the more times I reiterate my own, like, OC lore, the more I'm able to remember it, of course. So repeating the same pieces of information over and over is good. So when people don't necessarily 100% listen to everything I'm saying, and they just kind of use me as background noise while they draw or work on a project or something, I no longer have a problem with that. When I was a teenager, it would have hurt my feelings. I'm 25 now. I haven't been a teenager for, oh goodness, how long has it been since I've been a teenager? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's been 6 years since I was a teenager, so I've pretty much gotten over that, and I don't mind at all, because, quite frankly, one, if I'm able to do this in YouTube videos, I could probably just be used as basically a podcast for people to listen to while they're drawing or something. I would really be super fucking honored if someone was listening to me yap and ramble while they were drawing as background noise, because that's really cool. People do that in voice calls, but I mean, like, as the YouTube channel thing, like, if that's just what people did for my YouTube channel. Although, it would have to be for these videos specifically, I feel, as these are the stream of conscious videos, or the stream of thought series, or whatever you want to call it, where in which I am going to be doing this. It has been 8 minutes and 41 seconds, 42 seconds, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. It has been 8 minutes and 50 seconds, and I have continued yapping this whole time. I probably could make it 20 minutes if I really wanted to. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, yes. No wait, I already stated that. The reiterating information about my characters helps me remember that lore. I could probably get to the same thing by writing the lore down somewhere, but it can be difficult to just sit and write paragraphs upon paragraphs, paragraphs, and paragraphs, and paragraphs of lore about my characters. So sometimes it is just easier to sit and yap for like 3 hours straight while people are working on something. And, like, if they don't mind, I don't mind. Although, if I was in voice call with someone, and they did mind, and they didn't want me to continue yapping, I would prefer if they told me, because You have to. You have to tell me to shut up. I said that in the collab video with Solstice, who's a good friend who you should subscribe to. I said that. I said that if I just keep yapping, I just keep rambling, I won't stop. You have to tell me to shut up. Although you could do it in like a nicer way. That being said, I don't get my feelings hurt that super duper easily when other people do things. If anything, I might get slightly offended. But if someone is deadass like, Clyde, you have been talking for 2 hours straight. Shut the fuck up. I'll be like, that is 100% understandable. And the reason why that's 100% understandable is because that's literally what I've faced my entire life. Like, you know, I said that, like, people I grew up with had no problem saying the R slur. They also had no problem treating me like I was literally some kind of annoyance because I would not stop talking. Like, one time when I was, like, I don't know, 10 or 11, I don't really remember. I was literally at, like, school. There was, like, a school meeting with, like, parents and whatnot, and I was talking, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but my mom was there, and my mom, like, gave this, like, knowing look at the teacher or something, and there was, like, there's no off button on this one, or some shit like that, and, like, that hurt my feelings. Because it was my mother saying that. Like, that's kind of a rude thing to say about your hyper-verbal autistic child. Am I hyper-verbal? I don't know a lot of autistic terms super duper well, but I have heard plenty of people say hyper-verbal in all of the autistic and ADHD spaces I'm in. Oh, by the way, I might have ADHD. My brother has ADHD, and there's a lot of overlap between autism and ADHD. I was never diagnosed with ADHD, but I mean, I could have it. I don't know. I kind of am afraid of the concept of having ADHD because I've heard that people with ADHD, when they don't get medicated for it as they age, they develop Alzheimer's and like dementia, and that sounds really, really, really scary. That's kind of like one of my worst fears, is like developing like Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that. And the thing is I can't be medicated. Not like that. Not like routine taking pills. The only way to not go into super massive detail, because that's a really heavy subject for a very lighthearted video where I ramble for 20 minutes straight or 15 minutes straight, who knows, we'll see what happens. It's a very dark subject, but the very simplest, lightest, and fastest way I can put it is, due to trauma reasons, I fucking hate taking pills. Just fucking despise. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. 100%. I will never be willingly medicated unless I have broken a fucking bone or something, or need surgery or something, and I have to take prescription medication. And even then, stuff like that really bothers me. Seeing pill bottles in my presence bothers me. Anyways, what was I talking about before I tangented off into that? Was I talking about autism? I was definitely talking about autism, because I have autism, and I have had autism my whole life. Well, actually, that makes sense, obviously. That's probably not the right way to word that, of course, because when you have autism, it's because you were born with autism. It's obviously not something you develop. There are some insane people who think that you can develop autism through different ways. You don't develop it, you are born with it. So I apologize that I said I've had it my entire life, as opposed to, you know, someone not having it their entire life and then having it. That's not what I meant, and I wanted to clarify. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, yes. When I was at, like, a school, like, meeting thing or whatever, where, like, the parents and the teachers were talking, my mom was like, there's no off button on this one, and then, like, the adults thought that was funny, and that just hurt my feelings, because I was probably telling them about a special interest, and quite frankly, I was a really, really, really sensitive and emotional child. Almost anything would hurt my feelings, especially if someone showed some kind of disinterest in me talking about my special interests, because my special interests are literally my entire world. Do you see the character that's floating on screen? That's currently my #1 special interest. He's one of my main characters. His name is Azazel. I think VTubers do, like, VTuber lore videos, so I plan on doing something like that to explain Azazel's lore. I don't think it would necessarily 100% be the lore of me as a VTuber necessarily, because I'm not even entirely sure if I count as a VTuber. I'm not really sure if having a VTuber model means I count as a VTuber, but I do want to make a video like that explaining Azazel's lore in general, because my OC Azazel, you know, me, my little creature floating on screen, has some really interesting lore. At least I think the lore is really interesting. Obviously, I think the lore is really interesting because it is my special interest, like my #1 special interest right now. I could also make a video where I just talk about all of my special interests in general, but I kind of feel like that's gonna happen anyways in stream of thought videos. because it's really hard for me not to talk about my special interest. I mean, the fact that I have not really talked about any of them necessarily yet to begin with, in the entire 14 minutes and 41 seconds that I've been recording, by the way, that's close to 15 minutes, we're pretty close to the end. Well, that is if I decide to end it at 15 minutes. I mean, 15 plus 5 is 20, and I definitely could go for another 5 minutes after. I could go for, yeah, it's about 15 minutes now. Oh yeah, we're definitely not ending at 15 minutes. 57, 58, 59, 15 minutes. I can't end it because I'm not done talking. Let me see here. What was I talking about? Oh no, don't tell me I get distracted and can't continue talking now. That would be insane, brutal, ugly, disgusting, and ironic, all at the same time. Maybe I could only do it for 15 minutes. Goodbye.